Okay, lesson 1.3. Here we go. Quick review on solving equations. Equations have equal signs. One thing I noticed when you guys were combining like terms, some of you are still trying to put y equals. So let's say this is the problem that we have. 10 plus 2 times 3y, or, yeah, right, plus 3y plus, I don't know what it was, 10. There we go. Some of you are adding 10 and 12. You can't. PEMDAS tells us we have to clear parentheses first. So that means we have to distribute 10 plus 6y plus 20. 10 and 20 can be combined, 6y plus 30. Some of you are then, you think you're leprechauns. You just throw in a magic equal sign here. Oh, I'm going to divide both sides by 6. You can't do that. You cannot do that. If there's no equal sign, you cannot solve. 6y plus 30 is your answer, okay? That's just a real nice to know thing. All right, here we go. Line at the equal sign, line at the equal sign, line at the equal sign, line at the equal sign. Now, every time I go to solve a problem, I ask myself, what's going on between the letter I need to get away from everything else and everything else? So what's going on between the x and the 4? Yeah, there's something being added to it. What's going on between the x and the 2? It's division. What's going on between the 3 and the x? What's going on between the 6 and the x? Yes. So, here it is. I have to get rid of that loner first. I'm going to subtract 4. X equals 12. Number 2, I'm going to divide by 3. X equals 4. Number 3 is the tricky one. This is a fraction. How do you get rid of a fraction? Multiply by the bottom number. Now, if you learn something different, that's fine. These 2's cancel, leaving me negative 1x equals 10. Is that my answer? No. I can't have a negative x, so what do I have to do? Divide by negative 1. X equals negative 10. Here we divide by 6. How many times does 6 go in the 48? There you go. Okay, so we're going to talk about inequalities. What's an inequality? An inequality looks like this. Okay, anybody know what this is? How do I say this right here? That's less than. It goes the same way as an L. This is less than. This is greater than. So this goes the same way as an L. What's this one? Less than or equal to. So what's this one? Greater than or equal to. Now, you're going to have to memorize those because we're going to be doing word problems. And it's just going to say, well, I think we still do word problems. I don't know. I don't care. Okay, closed dot. When do you use a closed dot? When it does not have a line under it. You use, oh, that's a lie. I just lied to you. I promise I will always tell you the truth unless I'm lying. Use a closed dot when it's or equal to. When there's a line under it, use a closed dot. Open dot, no line underneath it. Open dot. So, when do we use a closed dot? What would that look like? It would look like this. If I'm graphing this, x is greater than or equal to 4. I have my number line. I put my 4. Now, is x bigger than 4 or smaller than 4? It's bigger. The monster eats the bigger number, right? So x is bigger. Which way is bigger, to the right or the left? To the right. Now, because it's or equal to, I use a closed dot on the 4 to tell you the 4 is involved, and then I draw my line and I put my arrow. That tells you anything that is 4 or bigger solves this problem. All right. You identify the variable, you isolate and solve, then you graph the solution. That's easy. Graph the following inequalities. Now this, number 1, is not simplified yet. The x has to be by itself. What do I have to do to get the x by itself? Subtract 4, right? Now, all right. I don't want to write this out every single time. It's a simple one. The 4's cancel. X is less than 12, correct? Now I have to graph that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put 12 right here. So, is x bigger than 12 or smaller than 12? So you might want to put, you go 11. Sorry. 9, 13, 14, 15. You don't have to do that. I'm just showing you, if it's smaller, which way am I going to go with my arrow? Always go to the left if it's smaller. Am I going to use an open dot or a closed dot? Open, because it doesn't include the 12. So then I just go like this. Make an arrow. You're done. I don't have to write all these little numbers. I just did that to show you this is a number line. That's the way the number should look. Any problems? Less than goes to the left. Less than goes to the left. Less than goes to the left. How do I do number 2? Divide by 3. So x is greater than 4. So I just put a 4 right here. Open dot. To the right is greater. Put my arrow. Bam! I'm done. Right? That's easy. Anybody having a hard time with this? I hope not. We're going to get a little more complicated. Three and 4 are on your own. Nope, I lied. Go ahead and pause the video. Do number 3 and then check your answer. Okay, here we go. I have to get rid of the 2, right? How do I get rid of the 2 in a division problem? Multiply. Multiply both sides by 2. The 2's cancel. 1x is less than or equal to 10. Always multiply by the bottom number of your fraction. 1x and x are the same thing. So I put my 10 right here. What am I going to have? Open dot or closed dot? Closed dot. Which way do I go? Right or left? Left. X is smaller than 10. The monster eats the bigger number. Okay, now we have special case. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality. So everything stays the same, except how do I solve number 5? I don't want to know the answer to negative x. I want to know the answer to x. Yes. Divide both sides by -1. That cancels out my -1, leaving me x. Now, because I divided by a negative, divide or multiply by a negative, I have to flip my inequality. Then I graph. So now I'm going to go to -13. Now here is the hard part. Is x bigger than -13 or less than -13? X is less than. Whenever it's less than, which way do you go? You go left. Now, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to some people because this right here is -15. But negatives are the opposite. The bigger the negative, the smaller the value. Okay? Go ahead and pause the video and do number 6. Okay, so I'm going to divide both sides by -2. Negative 2's cancel. X, I divided by a negative, so I have to flip my inequality. 14 divided by -2 is -7. So I just put -7 right here. Open dot. X is bigger. I go to the right. Bam. Easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. Okay. I'm not going to do number 7. You will. If you have a hard time with it, please come in. Am I going to flip the inequality in number 7? No. Because I'm going to add 4, and that's it. Okay, I am going to do it. X is greater than or equal to 20. I just added 4 to both sides. I'm not going to graph it. You're going to have to graph it. Am I going to go right or left with my line? Right, so I guess I am going to. Open dot or close dot? Close, it's or equal to. And then I go to the right. Bam. Okay. Do yourself a favor. Whenever the top number of your fraction is negative, move that negative to the bottom. That'll save you a step. Because it doesn't matter if it's the top number that's negative or the bottom number. You always want to know, which number is negative? Well, that's only one number. You can put the negative sign wherever you want. Heck, you could put it out here if you wanted. But I don't want to. So I'm going to move the negative sign to the 4. How do I get rid of the -4? Multiply both sides. Hey, what up, fool? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so I multiply both sides by -4. The -4's cross out, leaving me 1x. 1x and x are the same thing. Did I just multiply by a negative number? Yeah, so I have to flip my inequality. So now x is greater than -12, so I go -12, greater than, open dot, greater than, go to the right, bam. Easy, easy, lemon squeezy. Okay, we're going to do one more, number 14. I want to show you this because what is your first step here? Yeah, what'd you say? No. You have to get rid of the loner first. You have to get rid of that loner first. You can't get rid of the fraction if you have a loner. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So the 6's cancel, leaving me 2/3 x is greater than 2. Did I multiply or divide anything? No. So I don't flip the inequality sign. Now what do? Now I multiply both sides by what? 3. Your 3's cancel. 2x is greater than 6. Did I multiply or divide by a negative? No. Inequality stays the same. Now what do? Divide both sides by 2. The 2's cancel. X is greater than 3. Did I multiply or divide by a negative? Your inequality stays the same. So if you learn these steps and just slow down and do one step at a time, this becomes very easy. Now I have to graph it. So I just put my 3 here. Open circle or closed. Open, it's not or equal to. Greater than goes to the left or the right. That is right. Put your arrow. Make sure you put your arrow because it's every number bigger than 3. Okay, these are all on your own. That's a review. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to come in. Love you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.